everyone, I'm Corinne.
And I'm Brandi.
Welcome to A Pot of Tales, the podcast where we read short stories that we made up and now you have to listen to.
Every week we each present a short story using the same genre, setting, and challenge item to include. Everything else is up to our own interpretation.
Yeah, she remembered it without her script.
I lost my script.
She lost her script. And now the show's over. Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
I'm just kidding.
LOL.
I feel like it's been... I don't even remember what we talked about last week.
I don't know either.
Okay.
No.
Well, what'd you do this week?
Well, we have a long break from the school now, so I'm waiting to go back to work, but we don't go back until, January.
That sounds nice. I have a break coming up this weekend, because, Christmas is Monday, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think so.
Then they gave us Tuesday off as well. And then I think that Friday is a half a day.
Ooh, short week.
And they're like, free dress all week next week. And it's like, oh no, I have no clothes. No, literally, I haven't done laundry in almost a month. I'm going to have to ask Mom if I can do laundry at her house on Christmas.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but every time, the past 2 times I've done that, their washing machine is, broken.
What do you do to it?
I don't know. I just put a load in and then suddenly it just starts flooding, the floor.
What are you doing for the settings?
Oh, I just do the regular ones. The ones that they tell me to do.
Oh. I don't know then.
You're not even talking into your mic.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. I need clothes. Well, I have clothes. They're just all filthy and don't fit me right because I hate going shopping. I truly do. But then I like having clothes that fit me and look nice, so...
I have to buy new work pants because they're all, holy in the crotch now.
You.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what we did last week.
It was the raccoons.
Oh, yeah. We had... Oh, yeah. That was only last week.
Yeah, because then we recorded our listeners episode right after.
That's right. Yeah. That feels like it was weeks ago.
Yeah.
My brain doesn't work anymore. I need help. And I still have so much to do. It's ridiculous. I have to be teacher certified by the 2nd.
What?
I'm still in lesson 1. They just told me today. After they were like, I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for my job because they have done so much for me already and want me to do well. So they signed me up for getting teacher certified and I was all excited and then I was taking forever taking notes while I was taking the courses online and then it was I haven't even left lesson 1, the 6.
Are you almost done with lesson 1?
Yeah, but there's part 9 which has a bunch of sub parts to it. Possibly 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and the information is not hard. It is not made to be hard. It's just a lot of information to retain. And they're like, you have to take notes and read everything twice. And I was like, but that'll take so long. So I've been trying to take notes, which it takes so long. Even though the information, there's not a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it just takes, it's time consuming taking notes. So then I went from handwriting to typing. And it's still taken forever. To the point where I'm like, do I have time to do a course in one night? A part of a course? Because I'm tired. I get out of work at 6. I'm complaining a lot. I'm sorry.
Can you record it and then, have it on your phone?
I could probably because there is an option to listen to the audio instead of reading, which, I was doing at first, but then when I was taking, tedious notes, I was like, there's no point in that, and it just takes up more time, so I would cut it out.
Yeah.
But now, what I did for the first time I had to take courses, I used my phone and took a picture of the slideshows and stuff.
Yeah.
But then my phone would die really quickly because it was on for hours. And that was the day that I literally took 12 hours to do it. I literally sat down, did all of it in one day. And
that was the start of it, right?
Yeah, that was all the stuff I had to do before I started.
Okay.
And I was like, oh no, I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't realize how much there was. So I was like, oh, this is fine. I can do it in one weekend. Because they're like, it doesn't take too long. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it feels like that if you space it out in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'll get it done because I have all of Monday. Oh, not all of Monday, because I don't want to have to do it on Christmas. I might bring it with me just in case there's some downtime, but...
there will be.
Yeah. But all of Tuesday, I'm definitely going to be hunkering down. Saturday, oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Saturday, I'm going to a Christmas party with Ryan's family. We're all wearing pajamas, and they got me some matching pajamas to match with them.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love matching pajamas.
Yeah, me too. And then I don't have to worry about looking nice either, because I'll just be in pajamas.
We should all do that on Christmas Day.
We already do. We just wear the same thing we slept in.
No, but like, I'll have matching pajamas.
Oh, I'm not buying. I'm out of money, girl. I'm all out of money. And usually we get pajamas for Christmas, and that's what I wear on Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll plan something out.
I'll buy Grammy some matching pajamas with me.
That's great.
Because I need a gift idea for her. Yeah. But Mom and I are going to go shopping tomorrow.
Yeah. You know this comes out tomorrow, right? We're recording this the night before. Yeah. Because I have been very, very, very busy. With listed above, look above what I just said. But, yeah, you're saying this right before Christmas when she's going to want to listen to this.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Grammy, don't listen to this until Christmas Day.
We just won't send her the link. She'll never hear it until afterwards.
We love you, Grammy.
Yeah, we love you. Which, by the way, we have to send her the past couple links because she told me recently she hasn't heard anything since before the horror story. And I was like, oops.
Oh, yeah. We told her not to listen to the horror story.
Yeah. That's too scary for her.
Yeah.
Too scary for her. But, yeah. I can't think of what else I did this week other than work.
I've been trying to fill my time with productive things. Because if I stay stagnant, or what's the word? Like, stationary for a long time.
I almost said sedated.
Yes, sedated. I mean, yes.
That's not the right word. I know it starts with an S. Stationary is the one I was thinking of.
If I stay stationary for a long time, and I have like 3 weeks of stuff, or no stuff, so I'm trying to fill it with stuff.
You want to do my homework for me?
Sure. So I've been trying to write down things to do every single day.
That's nice.
Like yesterday, I sat down for 2 hours and wrapped gifts.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put it on my schedule. I did my laundry. I did the dishes. And I took the dog out.
That's
like
nice.
A lot.
Did you... Oh, wait. No, you don't see a therapist anymore. I was going to say, did your therapist tell you to do that? But
no, she left me.
Yeah, because I was going to say, that's something that a therapist would tell you to do. Like, plan it out like that.
No, she left me.
She went and had a baby and left. She had more important things to do.
How dare she? This is why I leave first. I used to ghost my therapist because I was always afraid that they would leave me first.
What?
Yeah.
Did you tell your... Okay, when you get a new therapist, you need to tell them that so that way they can help you work on that. That's separation anxiety right there. You're trying to beat them to the punch. And what if they weren't going to leave in the first place?
Well, I
what
tried
if you really
to trust
this
them?
One? I'm telling you should just go get my therapist. I've had her for 4 years now, I think. Which is pretty impressive for that office. And she told me she wasn't going anywhere. And if she ever did, I'd be like, wow, I'm kind of shocked you stayed this long to begin with.
Do you complain to her about me?
Nah.
Liar.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have other things to complain about.
Okay, so...
Usually it's stress, like daily stress stuff.
So if I do reach out or something, she won't know.
Yeah, you can just tell her you're my sister and she'll be like, oh.
That's the place that I ghosted, though.
Yeah, but you didn't ghost her.
Yeah, that's true.
I guarantee you, they don't remember you. It's fine. They see hundreds of people. They've probably seen thousands since you left.
That's true. That was like in 2014.
Oh my god.
No, 15.
That's literally almost 10 years, Brandi. They don't remember you.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
It's going to be 2024.
Oh my god.
Brandi.
No.
That's a decade.
Oh my god.
If it was 2014, that's a whole decade.
No, it was like 2015, I think.
That's still 9 years. That's a small child has grown up and is in their preteen years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, think of it that way.
That's crazy.
They don't remember you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they probably, like, threw out your case long ago because you disappeared and didn't come back. I think they only hold on to it for, like, a certain amount of time, and they probably, like, put it somewhere for... I don't know if it's digital. They probably just delete it, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, my goodness.
Worst comes to worst, they just have your name written down somewhere, but don't have any, like, feelings about it.
But I'll probably be giving... Well, I will be giving them my new name, so maybe they won't remember me.
That's true. Yeah, Brandi's changing her name. She changed her name, moved to a different state. She's under the radar, even though we're broadcasting her publicly for everyone to listen to.
Yep.
You're going to get a new therapist for 2024? Is that your New Year's resolution?
Well, I'm waiting for one because my therapist did leave. Mm-hmm. But I'm still waiting for them to match me somewhere.
Oh, I hate that. I told you about the one that I had once that also worked at a prison, right? That was funny.
Maybe.
I had her for 2 sessions. The first session, she was like, I'm only available these 2 days of the week. The rest of the time working at my other job in a prison. So I am unreachable. And I'm like, okay. But she had this crazy eye contact. And I was like, she's supposed to be there. Like, did she escape? And then...
She's one of the inmates?
No, seriously. And then she was, like, really intense. She was nice, but she was very intense. Like, had this, like, wide-eyed look about her and would never break eye contact with me. And I'd be like, can I even blink? I feel uncomfortable blinking. And then the second session I had with her, she was like, so this is our last session. I'm leaving.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
I'm like, nice to meet you. And then she's like, do you even want to have this session? I'm like, well, I already paid for it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can I just, like... complain for the next hour? And she was like, oh, that's nice. And then she told me,
that's nice. That's it. That's
well,
nice.
no, what I was about to say was that she gave me a lovely compliment to end our session that made me cry, because I was like, oh, thank you.
What did she say?
She said I was a nice person and she thought I would do great things, and I was like, she probably says this to everybody, but it means a lot right now.
But you needed it. So.
Yeah, I needed it in the moment. I had plenty of feelings otherwise, and certain people in my life making me feel otherwise at the time, so... Yeah, so that was nice. So everyone, get a therapist. Even if you think... If you're the kind of person that thinks you don't need one, you need it the most. No offense, but it's true.
People are probably going to think, oh, these girls are crazy.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everyone needs a therapist. It's good to just get things off your chest. You need someone unbiased and can tell you when you're overreacting and you don't get offended by it because you're
100%.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, you're looking from the outside. I see now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so everyone's New Year's resolution for 2024, you're welcome. Go get therapy. If you need medication, take it.
Thanks. Yeah. I haven't taken mine in like 2 days. So
oh my God,
that's
Brandi.
a good reminder.
Brandi, you drove here.
I know.
Well, that's one thing about getting that health insurance, that expensive health insurance I was telling you about that I was scared about signing up for, because I was like, this is too adult for me. Like, I literally said to her, I was like, thank you for being the adult that I needed to tell me to get it. Because I was like, I literally got this job so I could get the health insurance too. And she was like, yeah, you should get it. And I was like, yeah, I should. And then she had to, like, not teach me, but, like, show me how to, like, what to fill out on the form and stuff like that.
I don't even know if I'm, like, insured right now because, like, the insurance company can't find me, even though I called HR, and they're like, yeah, you're covered. And then I called my insurance company again, they're like, I can't find you.
Well, wait for tax season, because they'll always send you the thingy that tells you when you've been covered. You know what I mean? So just wait and see what that is.
Unless it's like a whole name thing.
It might be the name thing.
It might be.
Yeah. It's okay.
But the time in between now and January, I should have like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait until then.
Yeah, just do that. It's fine. So now that we're done with adult corner, adulting.
I'm sure everyone wanted to know about this.
Yeah, right. Let's get a little silly. It's okay because we have we already said we're doing short stories, but these are short stories.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to write a comedy. It's hard to try to be funny when you know you're trying to be funny. Like when you know you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I went more of like the really stupid puns.
I tried, but every time I tried to think of a pun, my brain just couldn't compute. it just like it like short circuited, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? That's all I can think of, or that's all I wanted to think of, and I couldn't.
This one was perfect for me because I always make this pun at work.
Oh.
And everyone hates me for it, and they groan, and they're like, shut up! I'm like,
I love
no!
That. I love that. I can't wait to hear it. So, just to recap, everyone, this week's prompts, the genre was... Oh, hang on. This week's prompts were suggested by our cousin Ashley, who was like, I'm going to give you a real challenge, and I said, okay, bring it. And then it was pretty much a challenge for me. So
yeah,
I hope you're happy with what you've manifested, Ashley, because this is the most ridiculous thing ever.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So our genre is comedy.
Oh, yeah. I started introducing it and then forgot to finish. See, I need medication, guys. I have ADHD.
Medication. And then our
setting
is a magnet factory. And then our
challenge.
Wow. Our challenge is a frozen bag of peas.
Lovely.
And I don't know if I even spelled magnet correct.
It's fine because no one can see it.
Yeah.
Except for me.
She's gonna judge me.
Okay.
Okay.
Stop making things for me to edit out.
You don't have to.
I do.
Okay. Joseph, get off the crane, yells Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams has been the manager of the magnet factory since he was 20 years old. His father owned it but soon retired once he thought his son could successfully take over the business. He acts way too serious. He makes us call him Mr. Like, dude, you're 30 years old. You are adding 20 years to your life by making me call you that. The factory is pretty large, but there's only 5 of us working. I couldn't tell you why I decided to get into the magnet business, but I needed a job and a place to hang out. No one is really looking for a large quantity of Bermuda or Puerto Rico magnets.
Can I just interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
I saw you wrote Bermuda, and then I got a little freaked out for a second because I also mentioned Bermuda in mine.
Whoa.
I know.
It's almost like we're sisters.
Sharing the same single brain cell.
Yeah. Especially tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You buy them and then you lose it the same day. They really have no use to your life except it's the only cheap gift that you can buy someone and they will think that you were thinking of them. So I take the easy money. I sit on my butt all day and wreak havoc I'm sorry, Corinne.
I'm going to leave all of this in. I'm just going to post it as is.
Okay.
See what happens.
So I take the easy money. I sit on my butt all day and wreak havoc on the place with my buddy Charles. Now back to why Mr. Williams was yelling at me. Charles and I were betting whether or not I can jump through the suspended ceiling into the trash barrel. What could go wrong? I'm great at aiming a basketball. I can definitely aim myself into a barrel from 100 feet in the air. I said I can make it without getting hurt, and Mr. Williams won't know about it. Well, I failed miserably. I tripped over the steering stick and I made the crane flip out and cracked my head off the pole.
Oh no.
I was trying to climb up the crane, and then there was a safety ladder coming from the ceiling. But I was fine, don't worry. It was mostly funny.
This reminds me of watching kids play on the play structures at work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we can go up the slide with our shoes off because we took them off in the middle of winter. And also we can swing off of this thing. Oh, it was like that video. Remember that video I posted the other day? The guy, the OSHA guy, at a playground.
Yeah.
With like a dummy doll. Or no, it was like oh god, what was it?
No, it was a dummy doll.
Yeah, some of it was a dummy doll. The other one was American Girl doll.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not safe. And then he like is spinning the merry-go-round and just like tosses her in and halfway through spin, and then her head falls off, and then
yeah,
like he puts her at the bottom of the slide and he goes down the slide and kicks her over, and he's like, that's not safe. He's like, this is your child getting stuck into this crevice. And like, it was so funny. That's what I'm picturing.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
What a grown man.
It was mostly funny. Charles cracked up laughing and spilled his bag of peas everywhere. The dude is strange and will eat a frozen bag of peas for lunch sometimes. And then he was like, ha! I peed on the floor! And
I see.
And then Mr. Williams came in. The peas on the ground and me on the crane when I fell. Our co-worker Bethany ratted us out to him.
Bethany.
Like, come on, Bethany, get a sense of humor. You ruined everything.
Gosh.
Come
on, Bethany.
You know what? You don't need to be so rude. You're lazy. And you cause trouble everywhere you go. Someone could have gotten hurt. Did you not read the manual? Because I did, front to back. Memorized every part of it.
Oh, that's so nice.
And that's why you are single and no one loves you, Bethany.
Oh,
yells
my
Jonathan.
God. Jonathan.
Nerd, yells Charles right after. She yells, just eat your peas, Charles. Mr. Williams snickers, but also tries to be serious. Okay, let's all calm down. I can see past this if we all agree to never do this again. Bethany, stop being the snitch. Jonathan and Charles, stop trying to kill yourself in the factory. Do that off company time. And Charles, clean up the peas before someone slips and falls. What, you don't want people falling on my pea?
Ew.
Ha ha, that's a good one, Jonathan says as he high-fives Charles. Bethany scoffs and says, geez, they always get away with everything. Jonathan and Charles mocks her by saying, they get away with everything, pretending to cry. Bethany flips them off and walks away. Jonathan sarcastically goes, what? You flipped me off? I'm offended, clutching his chest. Charlie says, okay, let's give her a break for now. Fine, I guess I'll do my job now, says Jonathan. The day goes smoothly for the rest of the shift. I work on the Bermuda magnets, but Bethany has been quiet. We figured she was off pouting in the corner somewhere.
Or doing her job. Oh, now I got to cut that out.
Sorry.
Or doing her job.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Charlie and I start to walk out of the factory, and we see Bethany peeking out from behind the corner, snickering to herself. I think nothing of it. I open the door, and then all of a sudden, a bucket of peas pour all over Charlie and I. Bethany screams, ha ha, I peed all over you two.
My God, are you saying the same joke over and over?
Yes. That's the only thing that I could think of. Charlie screams, where did you get all the peas? Don't tell me you got into my stash. She says, oh yes I did. This is war now, Charlie screams. Bring it on, Bethany yells, antagonizing Charlie. I'll bring the popcorn, adds Jonathan. Mr. Williams hears the commotion from the back of the factory and starts his way over. He says, why are we all screaming at each other? It's the end of the day. Go home. The three co-workers walk out of the factory and they go their separate ways. It's the next day. Jonathan and Charlie sneak into the factory before everyone else to set up their elaborate plan on getting revenge on Bethany. This is the ultimate prank of the year, says Charles. Yeah, no one gets away with pulling one over on us without being hit back. The two start wrapping her chair in plastic wrap, and then they wrap all of her desk items in tinfoil. They start rubbing butter on the floor leading up to her desk and then throw some more peas on the ground.
Thought you were going to say they were actually going to pee on her desk.
No, that's gross.
But funny.
She walks through the front door and stops to talk to Mr. Williams. They talk for about 10 minutes. My heart was thumping because I was waiting for her to come and see what we have done. I know what you're thinking. This is dumb. Just leave her alone. But I am the king of petty. They continue to talk and she leaves the building, and she was never seen again.
Wait, did she quit?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your turn.
Mine is really stupid. This was like me panic writing because I was like struggling a little bit.
That's okay.
Yeah. So this is what I ended up coming up with. Oh, it's so bad. Dan was starting his new job at the magnet factory today. He packed his lunch and headed out early so he wouldn't be late, and picked up a coffee on the way. He found a parking spot nice and close to the entrance since he was the first one there, and waited patiently for the manager, Bernard, to show up and let him in.
Bernard.
Yeah. I was also panic thinking of names. I don't know why Bernard came into mind, but I was like, this works.
Bernard.
That sounds like a manager.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a manager name.
Are you the new hire? Bernard said as he jingled his overflowing key ring, looking for the correct key. Yes, sir, replied Dan with a big smile. I'm looking forward to getting to work. Bernard huffed out a small laugh as he tried a key, then another, then finally the correct one. The door swung open and a dank smell wafted outside to them.
Dank.
Dank. "Welcome aboard," was all Bernard said as he showed him inside with his hand. Dan followed his lead and jumped when the door slammed shut behind them. Bernard showed him where the break room, bathroom, and workstations were. Unintended comedy. Well, more employees showed up. Not many of them bothered to greet Dan and introduce themselves, and Dan started to feel a little uneasy and unwelcome. "You'll be working in here," Bernard said as they entered a room full of paper, printers, and stacks of small magnets and boxes. "Here is where we print out the designs, cut them out, and assemble them into their plastic coverings, and stick a magnet to the back for the final product. Ask George what to do. He's been here for decades." I have no idea how they make magnets. I just made that up.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. With that, Bernard left the room and Dan was on his own. "Hi," he said as he walked up to George, who lifted his head from concentrating on sticking on a design with flowers on it that said, "It's a Wonderful Life." His eyes were dull and he blinked slowly. "I'm Dan." Dan tried again. George looked closer at him and replied, "Oh, you're real." Dan was taken aback and said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am." "That's good," said George, returning his gaze to his work. "We need the help around here." "Well, what can I do for you?" asked Dan. "Can you separate all those magnets over there?" He pointed to a corner where a wall of magnets were stacked with a blanket draped over the top. There seemed to be a small glow coming from the opening. "Is someone in there?" Dan squinted to see if it was just his eyes playing tricks on him. "Yeah, that's just Greg. He should be asleep by now, so if you can disassemble it quietly, he won't even notice."
Greg?
Yeah.
Who's Greg?
Greg. He's sleeping. He's taking a nap.
Oh, okay.
Don't bother him.
Okay.
Cautiously, Dan walked over and peeked inside the fort. Inside was a man in his 40s, curled up in the middle, snoring away. "Should I just wake him up?" asked Dan. But before he could finish turning his head to George, George shot him a look. "No! That would be a grave mistake." Dan stopped in his tracks. Why? What would happen? The last guy, Henry, who woke him up? Let's just say he's now in a better place.
Henry?
Dan's face went pale. "Oh," was all he could say. So as carefully as he could, he dismantled the magnet and blanket fort piece by piece. By the time he finished, it was time for his and George's lunch break. Dan sat down at the table with a few other coworkers and listened to them converse. He wished that he had something to add, but none of them showed much interest when he did try, so he tried to think of something to get their approval. One of them got up to take something out of the freezer and threw it down onto the middle of the table. It was a bag of frozen peas with a chip clip keeping it closed. "All right, fellas," announced a man named Bill. "We have a new addition to the team, and you know what that means." The men around the table started chanting, "Peas of work, peas of work." "Since before the beginning of this here magnet factory, there was this bag of peas. No one knows where it came from, but it has always been here in the break room freezer. It has become the thing that unites us all. For the one that eats a pea is one of us. There is a pecking order for whoever eats the most peas gets to be the manager. So far, Bernard holds the record at 15 peas consumed."
Ew.
"We almost lost him, but he pulled through and survived. Now, Dan, it is up to you. If you want to eat just one, or to try to beat the record, you must partake in this hiring ritual or you can't work here anymore." The room went quiet as everyone stared at Dan expectantly. He had no idea what was going on, but he didn't see what the big deal was that the highest record was only 15. He needed this job, though, so he decided to humor them. "I can beat 15 all right," he said, and everyone gasped. "You must eat them one at a time," warned Bill. "Okay," agreed Dan. Bill shrugged and spilled out a handful of still frozen peas onto the table. Dan started to understand the risk when he saw the terribly frostbitten and discolored peas roll onto the table in front of him. "You have until the end of break time," said Bill gravely. Dan nodded and popped the first pea into his mouth. It started to thaw and he immediately gagged and fought the urge to spit it out, but he managed to swallow it and get it down. "One," the men said as they watched carefully. Dan resisted a shudder as he picked up the second and tossed it back. 2, 3, 4. The men kept count as Dan picked up the pace. He stopped chewing them all together and was just swallowing them.
I was just gonna say you should just, like, swallow them like a pill.
Well, that's what I was just about to say when I was turning the page. Like pills. Again, one brain cell between the two of us. When he reached 10, the men started to cheer him on. 11, 12. He was starting to slow down as he felt his insides churn, but he persisted. 13, 14. Bernard had heard the commotion and had come running. Just before Dan had number 15 in his mouth, Bernard had tackled Dan to the floor. They wrestled as Bernard fought for his position, and the men started to riot in mutiny. "You can't do that!" they shouted, trying to pull Bernard off of Dan. Dan had managed to get out of his grasp and grab a handful off the table and shove them into his mouth. Everyone stopped their fighting and watched in disbelief. Dan swallowed them and then stood up triumphantly. Bernard screamed in defeat while the other men started to slow clap. Before long, they were all cheering and clapping for their new leader. Dan did his best to ignore the discomfort growing in his stomach as he accepted the praise. Bernard slunk back into a dark corner and cried.
He cried?
This is a panic word. This is panic writing, trying to meet a deadline, people. Out of mercy, Dan walked over to Bernard and held out a hand, which he took. "Come on, my new assistant manager," he said with a smile.
Oh my god.
"We have magnets to make." Bernard wiped his nose on his sleeve and let out a whimper. "Thank you," and took his hand to shake. "All right, everyone," Dan addressed the crowd. "Back to work." As the crowd started to disperse, someone came into the room. "Henry!" George ran over to him in a big embrace. "How was your cruise to Bermuda?" "Oh, it was great. Much better than around here." "I'm sure it was. Come on, let's go wake up Greg and you can tell him all about your trip." That was the guy that woke up Greg before, and he went to a better place.
That's funny.
Trying to make a callback, but then I realized no one would remember that detail. The chaos that just happened. With new leadership, the magnet factory workers stuck together and never had a polarizing moment again. Magnet puns. The only ones I could think of. Because no one dared to beat Dan's record of 85 Ps.
Ew.
To this day, his ghost still haunts the building, being a great and undefeated manager, even in death. His gravestone has the words, "Rest in Peas," written on it. The end.
Good job.
I hope you're happy, Ashley. Look what you just made us create.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty good.
Thank you. I wrote those on my lunch break.
Yeah.
Yeah, over
It's
like
a
a couple
lot better
days.
than mine. That was
No,
pretty good.
I like yours too. I'm glad you liked it that much because I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever made up.
I liked it.
Good. That's my humor.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peas. Yeah.
All I could think of, hi, peed.
I peed.
I did that at work one time.
I have to admit, I had to Google some pea puns.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was the only one that stuck with me, though. That and, well, I didn't do the magnet ones because I was like, I'm so brain dead right now. I can't think. So I tried to throw some in where they didn't belong. So.
At work, when I was like panning up peas to go into the steamer, I broke a bag and then it went on the ground and I was like, oh my god, I peed!
It's all over the floor.
And then sometimes the servers up front, when we do serve peas, they'll be like, take it a pee, and then I laugh.
That's
I
so
laugh
funny.
every time.
It's so funny that at your work that's a funny joke, and at my work they really did pee on the floor.
That's funny.
And I'm like, did you pee? And they're like, no, sitting in their own puddle. I'm like, yes, you did. Get up. I hope you have new clothes, because oh my god.
Did you pee? No.
No. Oh, really? Then what's that puddle all around you?
It's just my tears.
It's getting closer to the rug. No. Yeah, thankfully that happened yesterday. Thankfully, she was sitting on hardwood floor and not the rug, because she was sitting right next to the rug.
Oh, good.
Like the circle time rug.
Yeah.
Literally, she should have been on the rug, and for some reason her little butt was on the hardwood floor, and she did that. But she actually was like, I peed. And I was like, thank you for telling me. Get in the bathroom. Yeah, it was funny. Still funny. Yeah, but the other one, when the kid used to sit in their own pee, and I'd ask if they peed, and they were like, no. That was at my old daycare job. I always think of that and wonder what she's up to now.
No. Did you run that stoplight? No.
No. What stoplight?
What do the coconuts have to say? But first...
Oh, wait. Yeah, we didn't we forgot before this, we were talking about adult things. On Christmas, we have our very first listener episode starring Brandon. Brandi's other half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And then we have two anonymous...
Yeah, two anonymous stories. We kept them anonymous at their request. Anonymous A and Anonymous B. They wrote great stories, and we did our best to read them.
Yes.
I feel like I didn't do mine justice, but we'll see what happens after I edit it. But yes, it's a crazy episode. We have 3 stories. It takes all kinds of twists and turns you don't expect. I was surprised. I read it blind, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I was laughing at inappropriate moments. Yeah.
And then there's like 3 of us all like just talking together, so it might be a little chaotic.
Yeah, and the dog cries at appropriate moments. Yeah, Brandi's dog Rosie made a little bit of a guest appearance because we had to record it at her house. And
then some children in the background that aren't...
Oh, yeah. Brandi's neighbors.
Yeah,
we love it when that happens. That's happened on an old episode here, too. Be looking out on Christmas Day. They're not Christmas stories at all, but we wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm so tired. We are taking next week off because I'm busy and we want to.
And you have a lot of work to do, a lot of modules.
Yeah,
right?
I have a lot of coursework to do, but we will be back the next week because my deadline, which I found out just today, is like less than a week away. And I was like, you didn't tell me this to begin with. They told me take your time. Although it was the beginning of the month, so like... Or no, it was like 2 weeks ago. That wasn't that big... it was kind of the beginning of the month. But still, they told me to take my time, and I took that literally, okay? I didn't know that they had plans for me to be completely certified by January 2nd until today. And I was like, okay.
I'll help you if you need to.
Oh, it's fine. I just need to take faster notes. That's what's holding me back. I've gotten a 100 at all my quizzes so far. So the final test will be fine.
All right, what do the coconuts say?
Yeah. So in 2 weeks.
Genre! You pick one.
This one was on top. Ooh, action and adventure.
Ooh.
So a hero's journey, your protagonist has a very important goal to achieve, but they're really going to have to go through the ringer first. Throw up obstacle after obstacle, putting your hero in dangerous situations, but eventually triumph and return home transformed.
Whoa.
That'll be fun. This one's yellow. I think this is setting, right?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm doing this one next.
Yeah.
It was ready. It opened on its own.
All right. The setting. I'm going to dig deep.
Don't spill them.
It's actually the special item, and it's cocaine.
Okay, so why do we write cocaine?
I don't know.
Who wrote that? Is that my handwriting or yours?
I don't know.
Well, you picked 2. Yeah, we'll go with that
cocaine.
one. We've had enough violence. That'll be fun. I think Cocaine Bear had just come out when we made these.
It was. And setting. Cocaine was not the setting.
Okay. In the jungle.
Ooh,
an adventure in the jungle.
Okay.
Easy.
With cocaine.
With cocaine. There's cocaine in there somewhere. Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me. Little side note. This is hysterical. I saw this post this morning when I should have been waking up. This woman last year asked her daughter what she wanted for Christmas, and her daughter was like, I want a baby mermaid doll. And the mom's like, okay, fine. And so she goes on Etsy and tries to find a baby mermaid doll. I forget. Oh, the doll's name was Pearl. So if you really want to find out more about this story, Google mermaid baby doll Pearl or whatever. Pearl the mermaid baby. I don't know. And it was... She received it. I don't understand why she bought it in the first place, because I'm sure there was a picture of it. Mm. This thing was so disturbing looking. Like, it was like... It had, like, weird scaly skin, like, painted on it. And, like, for some reason, the baby's face was, like, unsettling. Like, it wasn't, like, making a sad face or anything, but, like, there was just something in its eyes that just made you feel not right about it. And then its hair was, like, this wispy green that was, like, almost like a translucent... Like, it didn't look like doll hair. Like, it just looked like someone just slapped on, like, some weird wispy hair or whatever that was bright green. And then, like, its tail was just, like, green or whatever. And then she literally took a video of her daughter opening it on Christmas morning. And her daughter... This was the best. I almost didn't even read this story because I thought someone was just complaining about a bad purchase at first. And then I saw the video and I started cracking up. The little girl, she must be like 6 or 7, opens it. Actually, probably even less than that. She's probably like 5. She opens it, sees the baby's face, jumps up. And, like, starts backing away from it.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's like, something's wrong with her. And I'm like, there's probably something haunted in it. Yeah. It's like, just the look of it looked haunted. And then, so the mom was, like, trying desperately to get her daughter to, like it. So she was like, I'm going to send it to a doll hospital and have it fixed. Have Pearl fixed. And then the doll hospital ends up... like a really expensive one, ends up calling the cops, and the detective calls the mom and is like, hey, we need to talk to you. And she's like, well, I can't leave my work, so what is this about? And they're like, we found cocaine stuffed in their doll's head.
Gosh.
And she's like, what? And they're like, why did you put cocaine? And she's like, I did not do that. And, like, they ended up obviously, like, ruling her out after interviewing her, but because, like,
That's hilarious.
Why would she send a doll with cocaine stuffed in its head to a very expensive doll hospital and then not say anything about it and then have them call? So they were like, yeah, you definitely... Like, she gave them, like, the Etsy, like, shop that sold it to her or whatever, but...
Did they get the Etsy shop?
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know. I think it's still in progress, actually, because it was posted, like, fairly recently, and she said that she bought the doll last year.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's, like, an ongoing case or whatever.
That's hilarious.
And I was dying. I was like, what a great way to start the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks, on a Friday morning, you're going to get to start your day with a nice story with cocaine in it. You're welcome.
In the jungle.
In the jungle.
With action and adventure.
Yeah, having an adventure in the jungle. All right. Well, we hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas and New Year's.
New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's. And any other holiday you may celebrate. I know Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah just ended, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So happy post-Hanukkah to everyone who celebrates. And if you celebrate Kwanzaa. Yeah, I don't know when Kwanzaa starts, but... I don't know much about it. I mean, if you're a listener and you do, you can write us in if you celebrate. We'd like to learn. Yeah. But, yeah, so if you have any short stories you would like to submit for our future listener episodes, email us at apotoftails@gmail.com. And if you also have topic ideas like Ashley did for this one, email us. Or if you have our number, text us. I'm not giving you my number otherwise. Yeah. Email us also at apotoftails@gmail.com.
Listen on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah. I always forget to say that part. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. And rate us and comment nice things, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Our listener episode will be up on Christmas. Listen, love it. I hope you like it. We did no work other than read. But everyone else that did the work did a great job, and we're very happy to be able to help share it with you all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Goodbye.
Bye.